Episode 3. Focus on clarity, not speed. Hello, everyone. Today I want to talk about something very important. It is about learning English or any new language. This is something that many people do not think about when they want to get better at speaking. Are you ready to learn? Let's begin. When people start speaking English, many of them feel nervous about how fast they can talk. They think, if I speak quickly, I will sound like a native speaker. But my friends, let me share an important truth with you. Speaking fast is not the goal. The real goal is to speak clearly. When you speak clearly, people can understand you better. Clarity is the most important part of good communication. It is much more important than speed. So don't rush. Focus on being clear. Imagine this. You are trying to explain an idea, but you are speaking so fast that no one can understand you. Will that help? Of course not. Even if you use great words or smart phrases, it won't matter if people cannot understand what you are saying. So, the most important thing is to focus on being understood. Speak slowly and clearly, and make sure your message is easy for others to follow. Let me tell you a short story to explain this. My friend Olivia wanted to speak English fluently. She watched videos of people who spoke very fast and thought, I have to speak like that too. So, she tried to copy them. But when she spoke, she often made mistakes and stumbled over her words. People would ask her to repeat what she said because they couldn't understand her. This made Olivia feel nervous and sad. She started to think she wasn't good enough to speak English well. But then, Olivia decided to try something different. She started speaking slowly and carefully. She thought about each word before she said it. She worked on pronouncing the words correctly and used short, simple sentences. Olivia also began to pause after every few words. This gave her listeners time to understand her. And guess what? It worked. People started to understand her much better. They smiled at her and responded clearly. This made Olivia feel happy and confident. Speaking clearly doesn't mean you sound like a robot. It just means you take your time with each word. You make sure your sounds, sentences, and ideas are easy to understand. When you do this, people will appreciate your effort, even if you are not speaking very fast. The best part is that focusing on clarity helps you improve faster over time. So remember, clear speaking is the key to becoming better at English. If you feel nervous when speaking English, don't worry. That's completely normal. Everyone feels nervous at the beginning. But here's something important to remember. Learning to speak English is not a race. You don't need to be perfect right away. Start with small steps. Focus on one word, one sentence, or one idea at a time. As you practice, you will grow more confident. And day by day, you will see how much you are improving. Keep going. You've got this. Here's a simple trick to help you. Pick an easy sentence and practice saying it aloud slowly. For example, I like reading books. Say it again and again until it feels natural. When you feel comfortable with this sentence, try something a little harder. For example, I enjoy going for a walk in the evening. Keep practicing like this. The more you practice, the easier it will become. Step by step, you'll get better at speaking English. Also, spend time listening to English speakers. Pay close attention to how clearly they speak. Notice how they pronounce words and form sentences. If you can, record your own voice while speaking. Then, listen to it. This will help you find words or sounds that you can improve. Don't worry about speaking fast. Instead, focus on saying each word correctly and clearly. The more you listen and practice, the easier it will be to speak clearly. Listening is a powerful way to learn. When you practice, always remember, it's okay to make mistakes. Mistakes are a natural part of learning. They show that you are trying, and trying is the most important step. Don't feel bad if you make errors. Everyone starts somewhere. Even people who speak English fluently today were once beginners, just like you. So keep practicing, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. They help you grow. Many of you might be thinking, but I don't want to sound too slow. Let me tell you this. Speaking too slowly is still better than being misunderstood. When you speak slowly, it shows that you care about the person listening to you. It shows respect for them and their understanding. Most people really appreciate that effort. So, don't worry about being too slow. Focus on being clear and thoughtful in your speech. I understand that speaking clearly might feel difficult at first. You might think it's too much work or that you will never get better. But I promise you, with patience and practice, you will improve. The more you practice, the more confident you will become. It might take time, but every small step counts. Keep going, and you'll see how much better you get over time. Let me share something that one of my students, Daniel, often tells me. He says, "When I started practicing clear speech, I only repeated short sentences. At first, I felt embarrassed, but over time, my sentences became longer. I noticed that people smiled more when I spoke. That's the power of clarity. When you focus on speaking clearly, people will understand you better and appreciate your effort. Just like Daniel, you'll see improvement with practice. Reading out loud is also a great way to practice. Choose a short story, even one for children, and read it aloud. Don't rush. Take your time with each word, and focus on how each word feels when you say it. Pay attention to how your tongue and lips move when you speak. This helps you improve your pronunciation and speaking skills. The more you practice reading out loud, the better you will get at speaking clearly. You can also try something called shadowing. This means listening to a sentence from a movie or video and repeating it right after you hear it. Pay close attention to how the speaker pronounces the words, the rhythm, and the tone. Then, try to copy it exactly the same way. Shadowing is like a fun game, but it helps you learn a lot. It's a great way to improve your speaking skills and sound more natural. If anyone around you tries to make you feel bad for speaking slowly, ignore them. Remember, your journey is yours and yours alone. Every step you take forward is better than staying where you are. The more you speak, the more confident you will become. Keep practicing, keep improving, and don't let anyone stop you. You're doing great. Keep going. And I want you to imagine learning English like planting a tree. Every day you water the tree, give it sunlight, and wait. Slowly, day by day, it grows taller and stronger. Your hard work in learning English is just like that. With patience and practice, you will see the results. Just like a tree, Your language skills will grow strong and healthy over time. Keep nurturing your learning, and you'll see how much you improve. Clarity is important not just in English, but in life. Think about this. When you send a message to a friend, don't you want them to understand what you're saying? It's the same with speaking. When you speak clearly, you help others understand your thoughts, your ideas, and even your dreams. Clear communication makes it easier to connect with people and share what's important to you. So, always focus on clarity. It's the key to being understood. Set small goals for yourself. Maybe today, you focus on speaking clear sentences. Tomorrow, you can practice difficult words. The day after, you might read aloud for 5 minutes. Taking small steps like this will bring big results. The more you practice, the more capable and confident you will become. Keep going and celebrate each small victory along the way. Now, my friends, I want to ask you something. What do you find most difficult? Pronouncing words, making sentences, or finding the right vocabulary? Please share your thoughts below. I really want to know how you're doing and what I can share next time to help you improve even more. Your feedback will help me create better lessons for you. Finally, always remind yourself that your goal is not to sound perfect, but to connect with others. Connection is what truly matters. And for that, clarity is your super skill. When you speak clearly, you make it easier for people to understand you and engage with what you're saying. So, focus on connection, and remember that clarity will help you build stronger relationships with others. Keep practicing, and you'll get there. Never forget this. Learning English step by step is the best way to master it. Take your time, enjoy the process, and don't give up. The more patience you practice, the calmer you will feel. Your journey is unique, and every small improvement adds up to something big. Celebrate your progress, and remember that each step brings you closer to your goal.